Welcome back, guys. All right, guys, just got two more examples to finish up in this topic over here. If you have yet to watch the first part of this video lesson, make sure you do that before getting to these examples over here, okay? So, guys, I'll do this example on this page and then this example on the next page over here. So this is like an exponential equation over here, and we need to solve for x. And obviously, guys, between the numbers 5 and the number 7, those are both prime numbers. You can't get a common base between the two of them. Okay, so we need to kind of use logarithms to be able to isolate for x in this case. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the log of both sides of the equation. Okay, and so now what we do for this type of work is our power law for logarithms means we're going to bring down the exponents as coefficients in front. So what we get is okay, so we get this. So now there's still quite a bit of work to be able to get x by itself. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this log 5 and distribute it through the brackets and do the same thing with the log 7. Okay, so we're trying to get x by itself. So our next step is we're going to bring everything with an x to one side of the equation and then everything else without an x to the other. So I'm going to add x log 7 to both sides. And we're going to add 4 log 5 to both sides. Okay, and then for the next one, in the next step on the left-hand side here, we have a common factor of x. So we're going to factor that out of these two terms. And then we're just going to divide by this factor over here. Guys, I made a mistake here. Okay, our next step here, guys, is we're going to get an answer and we're going to round this one to the nearest hundredth. We need to be very careful on our calculator here. And so what I mean by that is, like, when we're dividing this fraction over here, we need to make sure that it's the entire fraction, the entire numerator, divided by the entire denominator. Okay, this 7 needs to be closed and open on your calculator, and this 5 does as well. So we need to be very careful. I'm just going to enter this. And guys, Kevin says it's really unfortunate if you get as far as we have over here and then you make a mistake entering it into your calculator. But unfortunately, it does happen because people are doing this maybe a little bit too quickly. So when we do this, we get nearest hundredth be negative 4 will be 4.55. Sorry guys, I'm just verifying this on my calculator here and make sure I did it right. Yeah, and we get the same thing. Okay, so I mean, this does work out over here, guys. Just be very careful on your calculator, and that's how that guy works. And I'm just going to do example D here on the next page. So we're going to see. Okay, so trick to this question is, well, the same thing. The trick is on the left-hand side over here. On the right-hand side, nothing too much. There's the 2x minus 1 comes down, and we're good. Now, the reason why we can't rush to that on the right-hand side is because like this x minus 4 is being applied to this 2, but it's not being applied to this 3 over here. So I can't just bring the coefficient down because it's only being applied here. What I can do is there is a multiplication here, so I can separate this and this using addition. So this is going to be the same thing as log 3 plus log 2 to the x minus 4. Okay, so I'm going to separate this using my product rule for logarithms, and then I'll just bring down my x minus 4 out in front. Same thing we did in the last one, guys. Now we're just going to multiply the logarithms through the brackets. Everything with a log in it to one side, everything else to the other side. We're going to factor out an x out of these two terms. And now it's going to divide by log 2 minus 2 log 7. And we'll get this expression over here. So again, guys, very careful on your calculators. Brackets here. Make sure you're opening and closing your logarithms properly in your calculator as well. Brackets here. And we get x equals 0.09 if we're rounding this guy to the nearest hundredth. All right, guys, so there you have it. So these are kind of some of the exponential and logarithmic equations that you guys are going to come across with. And I will do a video later on with some of the word problems that we're going to do in this unit as well.